So recently, there's been some news I spread yesterday. Say some foreigners we are be more money foreigners we are fee outside the country no maba e be US ni Canada ni no man no matters no maba for because of what say dirty December no maba you mu fee. In so mobile complain na they say try Ghana police be mu like Ghana police personnel they be no officers no. Omo tio mo e na mo de omo check am no mo de omo ye travel and tour e wo kru no e na so mo de omo chinchin ni na ye de hunti. So omoji omuzika. Now who say there's no more explanation of much they say kidnapping because sana America or some kidnapping or muji or musika or phone I say you better phone you know be start watching me there said the reputation of Ghana police no na yeah it say Ghana police for no or me corrupt na ye massa won't say we no a serious allegations and a sell image a sell reputation the international or international market be because see and I say obi but what say what this travel advisory said then who check a country a dangerous to go menko once a Ghana de nimsa nka Ghana a hospital but no manoma Ghana de anka a safe place to come now see ano explanation in your master man for year one time so na say Ghana any safe place to travel to what I say then I will say Banasana say a chance once a World Cup never could be say a chance because Ghana for nearby na yeah it says some DB who say reputation and you're fine. Say you no cre say you no cre ye di ye nim na so me no ka say Ghana police and a cyber security authority o ma start a full investigation to this because who tell them America na so mo ono na dan for mo handcuff na dan for no and a police no omo ni badge once a police have badge na ka o number na say udin e wo omo eni ho into ultimate chese we dey ekua ni anza ado ani there be
Last night, I was kidnapped and robbed by the police in Ghana. I was kidnapped by 3 masked police officers. They covered their license plate. They didn't have name badges on. They completely covered their face. And as soon as they decided they wanted to take us, they took our phones and my camera. So I couldn't record. I couldn't contact anyone. I couldn't even look up, what was legal for the police to do. And obviously, not sure the law would have helped. They are the law like that. So the Uber driver that picked us up at the end of the night told me that this is something that happens frequently. The police set up these checkpoints all over the city and they'll stop you for anything. Like you could not come to a complete stop. You could have something on you. You could do nothing and they will stop you. And if they find out that you're American or they suspect you might have money, then they will take you. They decided they wanted to take us. They heard my accent because they asked me a question and I had to answer. And they checked our bags. They checked our whole body. And when they looked inside my bag and they saw that I had cash, they decided I needed to get in the car. So they told me to get in the car. I tried to ask why. I tried to say, like, is there anything else we can do to handle this? No. So they told me to get in the car. And they got mad anytime I tried to ask a question. So I realized, like, I cannot fight back right now. I have to simply, like, do what they say. So there was a friend of a friend that I knew in Ghana, and we had just went out to eat. So we're in the car together. They actually cuffed him because he's from Ghana, but they didn't cuff me. They just sat me in the car and they drove us around. Little did I know we were driving in Accra the whole time, but I don't know where I am. I don't have my phone. It feels like we're getting further and further from where I'm staying. Like I'm feeling, I'm feeling terrible. One of the cops is in the back seat and he has his arm around me the entire time. They were screaming at us most of the time. And then sometimes they would decide to be nice. Like it was definitely like a good cop, bad cop type of situation. They told me I would not go back home to America. They would arrest me and those charges would not let me board my flight. They told my friend he was gonna go to jail. And the threats kept escalating. At one point, they even made me read a Bible verse and explain to them why that meant we should pay them before they take us to the station. This was the most nonsense I'd ever heard in my life. But again, they're all armed. There are big ass guns in the trunk. At one point, there were 5 officers with us, and then at other points, there were 3. Like there was no leaving. There was nothing. So at one point they pulled up at an ATM and they told me, take out as much as you can. Are you dumb? Do I look like I'm fucking dumb? And I know y'all are probably like, why'd you get in the car? Why did I get in the car? I didn't have a choice. You try resisting 5 fat ass, armed, stinky ass, and let's get into the smell because the car stank. So at the ATM, I told them obviously they couldn't go with me into the ATM. I went to tell the bank people that I was not good, but they still had my phone and my camera and the person that I was with. So I took some money out. I took out like $150 US dollars, and I went back to the car. I gave it to them. I'm thinking it's over then. No, of course it's not over. They're still trying to extort more money out of the other guy. So eventually they get about $400. And I'm tweaking because I'm like, I need to be up in the morning. Like, where am I? Who am I? Like, I just felt, I've never felt powerless like that in my life. So I say all that to say, if you're going to Accra for Dirty December or going at all, make sure you don't, I guess, look rich. I didn't even have on any designer. I had on a cheap outfit. It doesn't matter. Don't talk back to the police because they will straight up take you. Thankfully, I'm not physically harmed. $150 is nothing. They don't know that, but I'm gonna be okay, and I thank God for that. I thank God for His covering, and yeah, just want to tell my story.
And I say you do according to my media, the Murakanum and I do more travel and tour. Oh, couldn't what I say. And to Osha baby autumn, you didn't go far away from there. Kidnapping the Ghana police kidnap processing. Police now sank or bow ban or no kidnap. And they say, woo. And I hear him say no create and I say no getting an investigation. I start on. I say no cross the eye. One is a sanitization, it's my coso. And I say, may you have a bit to cool crew and I send a bit to be out as a busiam. Messers of my own team.
This is why you need to be careful in foreign countries. I booked an apartment on Airbnb in Accra. It's a nice apartment. And the thing about the complex is I stay here all the time, but I've just gone with a private renter at this point. He brought cleaners to my house. I already said, don't bring the cleaners. I'm not going to be in. He brought the cleaners and the cleaners stole $300 out of my money. I had a stack of money, dollars, and they stole the money thinking I wouldn't clock because it's just a little bit of the dollars that I did have. You need to be careful. I went through Airbnb, and now I have to report it back. And I've gone to the owners and told them that your cleaners have stolen money. They said, are you sure? Are you sure about it? I've left my bag inside the wardrobe. Whenever I come in and my headscarf is hanging over the wardrobe, they open the wardrobe to go through my shit. If you're cleaning someone's house, why would you open the wardrobe to look through their clothes? It doesn't make no sense. My bag was in there with the money. And they stole it.
Chene uti mamina ene mami wi nkwa ene ade hardun enye one person enye nkofo mienu enye mensa ya adoso what I say utum say girl ba ku bi so wo ho ono so ex they ni say the same thing say Ghana police for no disturb omo chi omo a omo ji omo sika na omo yesi eni na no enye fine it understand na making say investigation na start na ye. And at the same time, so Ghana Tourism Authority, some of the press statements about Monte or much yesterday, say na made the kind police for ni be obia no service no obia because once the video no air circulate and na ye internet among for be me no kasi obi ba Ghana own video ni na adwen ye ni tutu cause ye ni say me ba na ya ba be me de won say oba na obrof no so are obrof ni zakasa ni bia everything I ain't get o cancer kasa ni bia o tira o start o cancer kasa ni bia na Ghana police won say dey bi wo ehye ho December ya wa be sika ni bi hye ho ntende ye beje efu sim sana ma meneka won say meno e bia meno police metika no na say wo ba me na police ne ba na say my friends stop there na meka o abai me ko aso me nya hwua na ma hwua na so te kasa na mu crowd tum say we dey me amediem na so won say wa o fi outside dey ba no ufi krofufo bi so na ba na US and Canada and UK no won say o brof no according to my man o brof no be I ain't gonna there masa osa onya kan no bia na police na cho say calm down we are going to inspect your car and you know man because won say o tell my so say police no they were fully armed a chance said them cause a granty war fully armed with kafugbe ba eyetu omo kita won say omo something the rifle and say dey they be free bia omo we tu no was a long one more short gun and a more long one omo de say omo kon no tra fully armed intuntum ni gidigidi nso what I say the ye who ba kra say o police na kidnap osesen and I mean say omo police for no kidnap e bia akata for no akata boys no ma dripping e say police for atade no mo kitetu until then the ye ni start making police for investigation ongoing and on report you start the be more I say. Message so like you know subscribe comment my aha air Penash Media TV me that.